I almost never do this, but I'm going to play all 4 pieces of tape from her reporting. This, to me, is far more powerful than a poll and Rasmussen, who I love, or New York Times Sienna. I don't care about any of that. No, when they send Adriana Diaz into restaurants in Washoe County, you should watch. And then it goes past the muster of an editor. What she found on the ground in Washoe County, Nevada, should give every single one of you a shot in the arm of hope. You see, this means what she found on the ground in Washoe County was so overwhelming, there was no editing that could potentially have made Donald Trump look bad. Let's begin with this. This is cut 52. This is a Nevada voter. I want someone who's strong, who demands respect, and who gets the respect, who can deal with foreign leaders. Let's play cut 52.
Join you. Leanne and Stephen Schaefer were first to arrive and say they can't wait to vote.
I want someone who's strong, who demands respect and who gets the respect, and who can deal with foreign leaders. I think Trump's the guy.
There's so much going on throughout the world, in this country as well. But do you remain hopeful about America?
I tell you, I've never owned a gun in my life, and I own 4 of them now.
Really?
Yes. I fear for our country.
Really? The National Geographic reporter, Adriana Diaz, you own a gun? How does such a tool work? Why do you have such a gun? Are you being filled with Donald Trump's lies? She continues and talks to another voter who is from Mexico and Portugal. I like this guy. This is someone I would want to hang out with. She even adds a color. He likes a good Moscow Mule. Nothing wrong with that. Good for him. And he says, I want the border to be secure. Now, let me tell you, based on this focus group of Adriana Diaz from CBS News on the ground in Nevada, border, border, border. If Donald Trump gets asked about Stormy Daniels, he should say, I should have built a wall so she never could have gotten in the country. If Donald Trump gets asked about E. Jean Carroll, he should have said, we're going to deport everybody. We're going to deport all the illegals here. No matter what question he get asked about, it should go back to immigration. Whatever it is, tie it back to immigration. Play cut 53.
Rosie Martins is originally from Mexico and appreciates the Moscow Mule. Her husband, Gary, is from Portugal. The Republicans are concerned about the economy and the border.
I want it to be secure. I want it to be something that the people will not be in danger when they cross in their kids and their families, and to know who's crossing, too. If you're not following the rules, then you don't have nothing to do in this country.
I love that. And here is the climax of the coverage. And let me tell you what I think CBS News was going to get out of this. So they walk into a restaurant and they see 4 women. They see 4 women at a restaurant. And Adriana Diaz says, oh, I got it. 4 women. Here we go. It's going to be a layup. We're going to talk about abortion. We're going to talk about January 6th. We're going to talk about Donald Trump unfit for office. We're going to talk about Donald Trump and all of his past statements. Adriana Diaz was licking her chops. She was salivating. 4 women in a restaurant in Nevada that are diverse, by the way. You got a black American. You got a white American. You got a Hispanic American. Adriana Diaz was saying, all right, here we go. Here's the counterbalance, all that Mexico, Portugal, MAGA energy. Adriana Diaz is probably like, my editor is going to love this. There is more wisdom in this 32-second clip than you will find at Harvard, Princeton, Yale, Stanford, and Dartmouth. The cussedness, the wisdom, the telling it like it is from the middle-aged women of Washoe County honestly gives me hope, and I pray this manifests politically. But this should be a little bit of a warning shot for cocky Democrats that just like their suppression polls. Adriana Diaz thought that she had low-hanging fruit. Instead, watch, play cut 57.
What issue is most important to you?
I'm extremely concerned about the border.
Illegals, they gotta go.
People are coming here seeking asylum.
Baloney. They're coming here for the freebies.
When people talk about immigration, they're thinking we're saying we don't want immigrants of any kind, and that's not what people are saying. People are saying that there are people who have come here legally. Why do they get pushed aside to allow people who have not even worked one day in our country, have not paid into the system?
That woman is very wise. She's a black American who loves the country, and she would be called a racist by the media. No, she says, why do these people get all this? And I love the response by the woman of Washoe County. Baloney. They want the freebies. So wise. And then she reports back to her colleagues in New York, far away from the jungles of Washoe County, far away from the needs and concerns of the body politic, back to the ivory tower. She says the following. Listen carefully. Play cut 59.
We had so much fun. But what was really incredible is in every single restaurant of the people willing to talk to us, we could only find one Harris supporter in every restaurant. And we left no stone unturned. I approached every single person.
We approached every single person. You have to wonder, how long did she spend on this? I mean, you have to imagine her editors were not going to be thrilled with an on-the-ground report in Washoe County that shows just one supporter for Kamala Harris. You have to wonder, did she spend 6, 7, 8 hours on the ground trying to find a single voter of Kamala Harris? Now, I'm not trying to get you to believe that this is going to be a landslide. I'm not trying to get you to believe that this is going to be, and we don't use those words at all. But it's so fascinating, isn't it? Because this is far more trustworthy, because CBS News has no reason whatsoever to report on this. None. Now, here is the one Kamala Harris supporter they found. It's a white dude for Harris. What a sad human being. Play cut 64.
I took my brisket and mac and cheese with me to catch Ken Lasker with the to-go order. How closely are you watching this election?
Oh, very closely.
He was the only Harris supporter we met at lunch, even though Washoe County has historically been pretty politically split.
I'll allow you to come to your own conclusions there. You see, but President Trump is running on a campaign of justice, which, interestingly, justice is usually a left-wing cause. In every human heart, there is a yearning for justice. When a 4-year-old has a toy taken away and given to his friend, he'll say that's not fair. When a 6-year-old is waiting in line for ice cream and someone cuts in line, he'll say that's not fair. You see, children understand, at least at some foundational level, fairness and justice. Donald Trump's secret weapon in the 2024 election is not his rallies, which are remarkable. It's not his base, which is historic. It is the question of justice. And it is a classical question that goes all the way back to Plato and Aristotle. What is just? And Donald Trump, in his own way, makes the argument that you, the citizen, should not have a lower standard of life at your expense so a foreigner can get freebies. And the same way you have a 6-year-old waiting in line for ice cream saying, that's not fair, they just cut in line. You have millions of people that are not necessarily huge fans of Donald Trump, and they are willing to tune all of that out because they say, well, at least the loud man is going to fix this injustice.